Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here. Today we're taking a look at the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx in the sapphire blue pearl. So kind of a bluey purple. Camera's really not doing it justice. It's kind of like a royal blue, really. I really like the color. And this is the newest trim level in the Crosstrek lineup, the Onyx. Kind of replaces the outdoor and the sport from the previous 23 generation. And aesthetically, you do get those yellow fog light surrounds, which, again, the camera's not doing it justice. I actually really like it with the 24 in the blue. I think it looks really sharp. 24 is a redesign or an evolution year, because if you put this side by side with another one, you can tell it's very, very similar. New front end, that honeycomb grille style. You've got those wings off the side of the logo on either side that lead into the slightly smaller headlights. Overall, it's a more aggressive looking car. You've got those C channels on either side there, that cladding, and it lines up with the Outback quite well. It's definitely an evolution. It's not a complete redesign. If you put them side by side, actually you can see a black Crosstrek there in the background. Very, very similar. Overall size has remained essentially the same. I think this is actually 4 millimeters shorter. New wheels, 18-inch black painted wheels, same as the limited wheels, just painted black, no machined aluminum. We get functional vents, airflow, blacked out mirror caps with the integrated turn signal. You get the new roof rack style, so a little bit more bull-nosed. I was a little bit concerned about the aerodynamics and fuel efficiency, but I guess there's no loss of it, even with this new style. The regular grip on, clamp on style crossbars are not available yet, but you can get the Thule extended crossbars for these currently. Side profile, pretty much the same as the previous gen. Rear bumper, rear end, definitely different. Those new taillights, I do really like that new taillight. I like how it wraps around there. And on the Onyx, just like the Sport and the Forester, you get that black painted strip between the taillights. I really like it. I think it looks great. And the blue, I can't get over how good the blue looks. Rear bumper, you do have those cutouts on either side. We have the little circles. Those are your backup sensors. They'll actually apply the brakes if it thinks you're gonna hit something between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. You get that rear diffuser. So I think this, based on aesthetics, is very much a SUV version of a WRX, especially with that rear diffuser and those front vents. Button open the rear hatch right here, right between these two stars. Backup camera, they have added the backup camera washer to it. A lot of room in the back of the Crosstrek, far more than people expect there to be. They've changed the privacy cover. It's standard on the Onyx and the Limited now. The Touring does not get it as a standard, but they've got a handle. Makes it easier to operate. We still have a halogen cargo light. Still have our grocery bag hooks comboed with the cargo net hooks. These two holes, which I asked about, they're cup holders. It's kind of like Subaru's telling us to tailgate. But, you sit on your bumper after a hard day hiking, camping, whatever, have a drink, put it down. Little mountain motif with the Easter egg Crosstrek in there. Good look. The bumper step pad that is an available option has mountains, forests, and I'm assuming water. So it kind of all ties together with the outdoorsy nature that most Crosstrek owners have. And then a nice little touch. And this isn't new by any means. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it says Subaru here. It's kind of cool. Second row room. Good headroom, good leg room. You get the gray premium cloth. This is kind of a two-tone gray, the lighter, darker, and you get those yellow highlights. Those yellow highlights are only in the Onyx, and the camera is not doing them justice. I think that the camera makes them look much more vibrant and solid yellow than they are. They are a mix of gray and yellow. I actually really, really like it. I was a little concerned based on the photos, but I think this is great. This fabric has this kind of, I don't know if you'd call it star pattern on it, shaped like caltrops, but but a comfortable cloth. We still have the latch system, lower anchors and tethers. If you have children, grandchildren, so need to put a car seat in it for some reason, put that back after. Oh, there we go. Just Velcro covers. Fold down armrest if there's only 1 or 2 passengers, including cup holders. On the back of the front passenger seat, you do have the map back pocket, I should say. USB A and C chargers for the second row. They've made the little mountain motif here along with the lines. This is designed to be grippy. So if you're putting something on the roof rails, you have crossbars, you're putting something on the roof, there's no real other area to step. The back tire, you do have to stick your foot in because the tire's not flush with this, so you don't get quite as great of a purchase while you're standing on it. So they've done that, and if you're standing on the tire, you're still leaning over this direction. So this kind of centers you. Even being a taller person myself, it can be a challenge to put things in those cargo boxes that you may have to put up there. Door cards, black and gray two-tone. Armrest is soft. These are hard plastic materials. We've got bottle holder with storage, your power window switch, child lock if you need it. With it being a proximity key, keys in my pocket, touch that, it locks. I wait a second, so long as the key's within 46 inches, put my hand in the handle, and it unlocks. And you can program that to unlock all of the doors in it instead of just the front door, if you'd like, depending how often you're loading other passengers. Driver door card, soft touch materials, soft gray cloth. This is very cushiony, and they took this from the feedback they got from the outdoor Crosstrek, and I guess lots of drivers rest their arm right here, and they found that it was too hard, especially when going off the beaten path, a little rougher road, and your arm would get beat up. So Subaru listened to that. They've made these soft. This is actually softer, squishier than the other Crosstreks. If you have the chance to compare, I do recommend it. You'll notice a big difference. Got the yellow/gold contrast stitching, window lock, and then power windows, power mirror, power locks, a little bit more storage, additional bottle holder. You get a power driver seat, including lumbar, in the Crosstrek. The same yellow contrast seating. Headrests are fixed now. Now they've changed these seats. So Subaru did a ton of research and found that vibration or moving the pelvis while driving added a lot of fatigue. That helped make people tired. So they've really beefed up this area, HD foam, so you end up with less vibration. You should be less fatigued in these seats versus the current gen Crosstrek. They have eliminated the majority of the controls by your driver's left knee. You just have the scroll wheel now. So that has changed. Down below here, we do get the aluminum pedals with the rubber caps or rubber grippies. So you get these in the Onyx. And I know you don't get it in the Wilderness Outback anymore, but you do get it in the Onyx Outback. So a little bit different in that direction. Steering wheel, you end up with the yellow/gold contrast stitching around. It's tilt and telescopic. Pull down, tilt it out towards you, or telescope it out towards you and tilt it. You can adjust it to drivers of varying heights, arm lengths, sizes. Push button start, keys in my pocket. Blind spot detection is now in your side mirrors. You get the little nub, and that is a very Toyota style thing. I was initially worried that that wouldn't be large enough. I wouldn't be able to see it. After driving these for a little bit, I can say this is totally fine. You don't need the one on the actual side. This does give you enough indication to let you know someone's in your blind spot. We're going to be momentarily. Steering wheel itself, it's the same steering wheel as the Outback Legacy and the Ascent. Left-hand side, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can control volume of calls, which they've switched. This will now toggle our small center screen there. We can accept calls, hang up, decline, mute, issue voice commands, switch from AM to FM to satellite to Bluetooth to aux to et cetera, switch between presets. So this will change this small display, gives you a bunch of different info, and you can go back if you skip over the one you like to see. But fuel economy, date time, thermometer, you've got a lot of options. Nice tactile feedback and a satisfying click. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. I really like that. That's a nice change in my opinion. Right hand side, we've got our adaptive cruise and our lane centering, and both of those systems use the 2-color stereo eyesight cameras as well as this 3rd wide angle mono camera. So this is the most up-to-date eyesight system, including this mono camera. That's eyesight 4.0. So wider field of view. It's designed to notice pedestrians and cyclists more quickly. The 3rd camera should be a huge help. And because they've placed it behind the rear view mirror here, it shouldn't impact your visibility, which is nice. But when I turn on the cruise, I get an image of the Crosstrek there, and it has 3 bars ahead of it, all the way up to 4, all the way down to 1. And I am increasing my follow distance or decreasing my follow distance. And it's a ratio. 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour after you set it by pulling down, it'll tell you what speed you're set to, and 4 bars at 100K is roughly 150 to 180 feet, which is generally more than adequate. Lane centering, off, just turned it on. That will help keep you between the lines above 60 kilometers an hour, so long as the cameras can see the road lines. It'll actually give you gentle steering input to keep you centered, which is great. I didn't think I'd like it. Great for long drives. You're way less fatigued at the end of a day. Now, we've got these gray lines here, whichever side the cameras can see, whether that's one or both or none, which it can't see now, so they're gray, but illuminate white on the corresponding side that it can see, which is pretty cool. It lets you know. But you have to have cruise turned on in order to have this active. You don't have to have cruise set, but you have to have it active. So if I press this right now, you'll notice up top, there is no light coming on. Cruise is turned on, off, on, off, on. Just so you're aware. 2 different drive modes. We've got sport and intelligent. And you'll notice sport yellow is a little bit more aggressive than the blue. It's for more spirited driving. You'll go faster sooner. You'll sit at a higher RPM. Great for passing. Now, Onyx has these yellow gauges. Someone pointed out to me, Subaru's gone back to the analog style fuel gauge. The Outback has it. I don't see it being a negative in my opinion. Mileage will vary depending upon your preference. Down below, heated steering wheel. Little orange light means it's active, and it heats here, skips between the seams. They did not go full circle heated steering wheel on the Crosstrek. That doesn't heat, and there's a dead spot down here. To the right of that, we do have our 11.6 inch touchscreen. So it's broken into 3 portions. We've got climate at the bottom, your kind of home screen tiles in the middle, and the top portion here, we've got some different gauges, and you can change these around. If I press on the calendar one, brings that up. Whichever one I want to change, let's say I'm going to change the calendar, and you know what, I'll just turn it off. And it's gone. So pretty cool. You can kind of customize what you want to look at. Most people like water temp, oil temp, and then date, but again, you can change that. Mileage will vary. Gives you what you're listening to, whether that's radio or Bluetooth or aux, whatever. Got weather. That's part of the satellite radio trial that you get. And then we have dual function X-Mode. So this is kind of like 4x4 low in a pickup. It's designed for speeds of under 40 kilometers an hour. You have to be going under 20 to activate it. Press snow and dirt. You can see snow and dirt. Snow and dirt, it even says it. You get the little rough terrain icon and the downhill descent control. So it'll change your transmission gearing, your throttle response. It takes a very capable vehicle, makes it more capable. Deep snow mud, you can see deep snow, deep mud. It also disables traction control. It allows for excess wheel spin, so you can shoot yourself out of that sticky situation. If you exceed 40K an hour, it just kicks out and goes back to regular all-wheel drive. So you can't wreck it. It's smart. Small little center display here. Monopoly house. Takes you to the home screen. And you've got radio, which we were just at. You've got media, Bluetooth, aux, USB, ability to hook up your phone. We have wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, access to the My Subaru app when the account is registered to you, or when the vehicle's registered is sold to you. You can turn the display off. You've got car info, you've got valet mode. So this is pretty much the new Outback's tablet screen in here, because this is it all started in the Outback. Below that, the climate control portion. So this is kind of where it separates from the Outback climate controls. We still have climate controls, physical buttons on either side, because it is dual function, and I can just press and it'll change the temperature on the passenger side. I can do this, press, it'll bring up both sides, and I can touch, I can drag, it's easy to sync, can change where my airflow is being directed. Fan strength buttons are nice and large, and then that will disappear after a little bit of not having any input, which is nice. Front defrost, rear defroster, side mirror defrost, and wiper, windshield wiper de-icer. So where your wipers sit on the front windshield up top there, those are heated as well. Best thing ever, I love that. Now, something that they've done different, we don't have any buttons here. The heated seat switch, they're physical, which some people are gonna be a fan of, some people are not gonna be a fan of. It's, again, personal preference, mileage is gonna vary, but I don't mind it. I've always had physical heated seat switches. If you leave them on and you remote start it from your phone, they'll turn on. If they're turned off, they will not turn on. Something to be aware of. Below the screen, we've got USB A and C aux wireless charger. Now it's a fast 10-watt charger, so your phone is going to get warm while it's charging. That's 100% normal, just so you're aware. If you don't want it charging, press. Don't put keys, coins, paper clips, anything metal here. You can read more about that in the owner's manual. Shifter, they've changed. They've gone to a shifter boot with the contrast. I like this. It's a nice looking material. It feels nice. I like it. When you're in drive, you can pull towards yourself and choose your own gear in the automatic CVT. And to do that, we have paddles. Left is downshift, right is upshift. Super easy to use. When it's in reverse, backup camera pops up. Does show you rear assist braking is active, parking sensors are active, top of the bumper's there to relate to, and you can see where you're gonna end up if you keep your wheels turned that way. Now, if I wanted to wash that backup camera, I simply twist this towards myself, the end of the wiper stick. I'm not gonna do that because this was fairly recently cleaned, and the new owner's gonna pick it up pretty quickly here. They changed the center portion. We've got electronic parking brake, a blank switch that I'm imagining was probably for something in Japan, whether that's front camera, I couldn't tell you. We've got offset cup holders. They both have little drink raisers in them, so you can take this out if you have taller drinks and you want them to sit slightly lower. And then we have a 12 volt 120 watt charger. A little bit of storage, and then in the center console, it's just storage. There's no power points in there. There is a place to run cords out of if you have something that's in there. Up top, we have SOS and concierge service. That's part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. That will be a little green light when it's registered in your name and the system's active. Map lights, and then we've got sunroof controls. It is tilt and slide, manual roof, and then of course the headliner in the Onyx is black. It's a dark liner, which I really do like. And I didn't show you guys what the headlights look like, so let's take a look at that and let's take a peek under the hood. Hood release, down here, little image, reach really far back, pull. There you go, simple. But these headlights on all the Crosstreks, LEDs, steering responsives, and you know what? I didn't turn them on, I left them on auto. I will be right back. And I'm back, and we have both the LED fog lights as well as your LED steering responsive headlights on. You've got those LED C channel surrounds. Headlights are great, and they're all steering responsive. They all have auto high beam assist so long as your headlights are set to auto, but it's gonna be a significant improvement over the previous headlights. Now, to pop open the hood, we've got the Subaru logo. Just like every other Subaru logo, I go in on the right-hand side, hand facing down, move from right to left, and that's the lever right there that you need to move. Now this is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, puts out 182 horsepower. It's got some good jam to it. I'm a huge fan of it. I had the 2 liter, I found that more than adequate. This is a big improvement though. We have brake fluid, washer fluid, oil, coolant, and dipstick all marked in yellow. Pretty much all the stuff that the average consumer is gonna touch is in yellow. Oil filter, still up top, and you have easy access to your air filter if you need to change it. And then to close these, I just like to drop them. I don't like to put them down and push on them. That's a personal preference thing. But I'll give you guys one quick walk around of the Onyx in the sapphire blue. the camera's really not doing this blue any justice. It's awesome. Like I mentioned earlier, I think that it's kind of a royal purple blue. There's a look at it with the rear tail lights on. I really like it. I haven't actually had the chance to look at these all lit up in the dark, just kind of overcast days like today, but they seem great to me. So that is a quick look at the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx in the Sapphire Blue Pearl. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle, any of the vehicles on our lineup, any of the tech, please put them in the comments below. I'm always looking for questions to answer you guys. And if I don't have the answer for something, I get to go find out, ask some other people some questions, kind of like I did with the audio system video earlier in the week. So again, thanks for watching. I'm Tyson, the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George. We'll talk soon.